time is it?
6:30.
Good evening. Good evening, people. Told y'all me and the little guy was about to go live. We're live. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a view story. So we're going to give some people some time to log in. Oh, this is cool. Look. See? So now if people put comments, we'll be able to see them over here.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. Y'all know this technology thing. Oh, it's just showing like a story.
Oh, okay.
Watch live video. There it is. Oh, cool. All right, so Jay and I are going to give you guys some time to log on in. Come on in the room. For those of y'all who are logging in or have logged in already, I see one eye up there. Hi, whoever you are. As you guys come in, or no, just say something to the bottom. At this time, no, it's not showing me anything. As you guys come in, feel free to just say hello, a little wave or something, so we know who we got in the room. Yeah.
Oh, you can go on live on your account and then watch your live on your account. Oh wow! I asked because I'm on Facebook.com.
Oh, okay. So search up. Oh, it's right there.
What happened?
Go back. See it right there? Click it. And now you can see it too, so you'll be able to see when the comments and stuff. Yeah.
Ah, what would you see comment?
It'll come up at the bottom.
Mm.
Forgive us. Anywho, back to the ranch. So I posted a few hours ago that Jetty and I were gonna go live today, and here we are live, right? So this is, some of you know us as Love's Compassion Magazine. We have altered that name a bit because we're no longer a publication. So now we're Love's Compassion Ministries. And we're going to be doing this through a podcast now, which is why you might see the microphones and such. I haven't hit record yet, so don't worry about me touching the mic and too much static or whatever. But we came on. We're just going to shoot the breeze. We don't have no, specifics laid out, the format and such of the podcast, because again, this is going to be a learning curve for the both of us, right, Jay?
Right.
Jay has already helped me tremendously. For one, I couldn't figure out how to get both these mics hooked up. Is that an angry face? Was that an accident, or did you mean? Why are you angry? Who gave us an angry face? He helped hook up both the mics into the podcast so that we can record simultaneously. And he'll be showing me how to add different. Feel free to talk at any time. He'll be showing me how to add different.
What?
Sound effects.
Oh, right.
So he's not camera shy, but it appears today that he's gonna be camera shy.
No, I'm not camera shy. It's because I was looking and it was like, it's like so off.
Oh, yeah. So that's gonna be different, especially since everything is running right next to each other. So if you can look up there, if you're able to see your comments when they come up, you can also acknowledge them there, because that's gonna be like the live time frame.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so at this point, we're gonna hit the record on the podcast, right? Nobody's in here. If they watch it later, cool. If they don't, they don't. Whoever sees it, it was for them.
Right, okay.
All right, so let's go with it.
Oh, nobody's on?
There was an eyeball up there. At this moment, I don't see
one.
And
then there was two.
Yeah.
And then they both left.
Yeah, but that's cool. We're not here for all that, right?
Tell your mom to tag people.
Oh, right now?
I don't know.
I'll tag them afterwards because I already started it. And I don't really know how to do it since I already started it. Let me see.
You can add people to your live?
Yes, you can. All right, we're going to record. You ready?
Uh-huh. Right.
I'll start us out.
Okay. Well, you have to introduce yourself.
Passion Ministry. All right. Excuse the interruption that we just happened. This is going to give us time to learn how to do some cutting because we got some issues now. But we have Love's Compassion Ministries here today. I am your host, Tashara Gill, Tosh Gill, as you guys know. And here I have my little co-host, my little mini-me.
I am Jedediah Gilliard, but you can call me Jetty or Jay.
And you can call me Tosh. So today we're just starting out our first, I can't even say it's our first podcast. It's really just like a test run, testing out the equipment that we've been playing with, testing out, how it goes, the interaction with the people, things that we can do better. So anything you guys see, any suggestions you can make, we welcome it, right? Striving for greatness, but we'll take what we get along the way. So we were trying to come up with like different topics so that we're not just all over the place, right?
Right.
All right, so one of the things that we decided that we may touch on, and you guys feel free, please, to join into the conversation. That's the reason that we went live. I think some person said, they said Generation X. That's your generation? Is that your generation? Generation X? I'm asking you. You don't know?
I have no idea.
No, it's all right. So basically, we were speaking on how people feel when they come into the church. It's a touchy subject for some people, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it, right? So I personally haven't been in church in many years. I've visited some here and there, but personally, I haven't. Like, I'm not in attendance of a church. I do watch it from time to time. I might listen to somebody who if I want to go listen to a word. Todd, what is his name? Michael Todd or something like that. I watch him on YouTube. Joyce Myers, I love me some Joyce Myers. It's not many people like that I watch. But the Lord took me out to church a while ago for reasons that we'll discuss in a future episode on the podcast. So I was talking to Jay because I remember he was attending a church with some family. And could you tell me what you said that they said to you? That you recall of why you came asking me the question. You may not remember it verbatimly, but just what you remember.
I can't remember specifically because I feel like there was somebody who had talked to me about it. But from that church and the church we used to go to, I heard a lot like that. That like if a man and another man were to sleep together, or a woman and another woman, that was a sin.
And you came and you asked?
I came and I asked you, like, well, whether or not was that a sin, and how did you, like, sort of feel about that?
So I was expressing to Jay that, I'm never here to tell him that the church is wrong. Although the church likes to go around telling everybody who's wrong. But I'm just saying, that's not here nor there. I'm not a person that's going to go and say, oh, the church is wrong. What I do tell him is I always encourage him to get to know God for himself. Read the word for himself. He's about to be 12 years old. He has a great understanding. He's a very smart young man. I encourage my oldest son the same thing. When I came to him and expressed to him, my decision after prayer, after some consecrating, of moving forward with living in my truth. So when I made that move, he was concerned because he was like, hey, I thought the church said that was wrong, and don't you go to church? That kind of thing. And I'm like, I would always tell you, get to know God for yourself and let him tell you what's wrong. You got some people out there that feel like, oh, well, the messenger, God is telling you through the messenger. I'm not going to hold y'all up. For many, many years, I was bound inside because I allowed the church to tell me what God said. So we don't need a middleman, in case y'all didn't know. For those who don't know, you don't need a middleman. If you got a relationship with God, if you don't, you can develop one. Don't take much. Just like you talk to your parents, you talk to your Heavenly Father. And as he sees you coming to him to talk, he's going to do the same thing your parents would. He's going to engage back in a conversation with you. But it takes time to get to know him in quiet, in prayer, so that you can get to learn to hear his voice. And when you hear his voice, and when it's his voice versus your conscience telling you, but that takes time. But anyway, I had told Jay, get to know God for himself. I asked him, do you believe that love is a sin? You believe that love is a sin?
No.
Okay. So I'm not out here having sex with women. I have a love partner, a long life love married my wife, partner. So I'm not out here committing the sin of spreading it, spreading it low and laying it. What did they say? Laying it low and spreading it wide. I'm not out here doing that. I am the same structure that the Lord has for love, or that, to my understanding from what I've read and studied. That's how I operate within my marriage. I give my wife the same love and respect that I want for myself. I give my kids the same thing, and I allow my life to be an example of what love should look like, which is how love's compassion came about. Love's compassion, I always give the explanation, there's an apostrophe, because God is love. So love is God's compassion, is what love's compassion is a representation of. So you'll see us take conversation on everyday life and just trying to help and encourage and discuss how we can better each other, right? And people, one person at a time, with the love of God. That's fair? So when they told you what they told you, you asked me how I felt, right?
Right.
How did you feel? When you have two moms,
It didn't feel weird about having the two moms kind of part, but it felt weird that, like, because I heard that frequently and I didn't say anything about it, but just hearing it was like, but why? Like, what's wrong about it?
And what are your feelings on it? Let's say, take out the opinion of the church and what they say. What are your feelings on it? You've been in the midst since you was 4. You're about to be 12. You have observed these in our relationship. Excuse me, you see how we are. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings?
Nothing bad, because I feel that it's nothing wrong and that you're not doing anything wrong, because if a man and a woman were to get married, nobody has a problem with that. And so if a man or a woman decide to get married, the only difference is the gender.
Right.
So, and being that some people believe, like, they believe it, so that's like also their kind of opinion. And I believe, and even the Bible says it, that really it's not our job to judge, it's God's job to judge. God's job to judge, which means nobody should be judging if a woman and a woman get married, or whomever decides to get married to whomever, because that was their choice, that was their decision.
I agree. I definitely agree. I think we get so lost and caught up in our own opinions and our feelings of what we believe and when we see something, and we cast a judgment on it instead of looking at the underlining of it all, like the focus, the foundation of it all. Like, is that person happy? Is their heartfelt love there? Do they treat each other well? You got people out here, like you said, you got men and women who get married and get divorced because they're miserable, because they're being mistreated, because they don't know how to love. They can't help each other to grow. They're doing more tearing apart. So I don't understand how or why the church would speak so heavily against what they believe is sin, as opposed to trying to just help people grow as a person. You know what I mean? Like, I would think that it would make more sense when you watched, if we were to go to the Bible, right? If you watched how Jesus operated, he always pressed the matter of loving, right? Loving thy neighbor and such. He didn't have any discussions in reference to the same-sex relationships. So the church is so fixated on it. I've always said, if Jesus, if God was so fixated on that, why didn't he make sure that that was part of the 10 Commandments?
Right.
Why didn't he make sure that Jesus stressed that while he was walking the earth for the amount of, time that he walked this earth? You know what I mean?
Right.
If we were to focus and hone in on love and what that should look like, I think we can be a lot better off. I think you probably get more people coming into the ministries because they're not feeling like you're judging them for their shortcomings. We're all imperfect. We're human. We're all imperfect.
Right. That big part. We're human.
Right.
Because it's not just you. It's not just me. It's not.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we got leaders, I'll say, because I don't want to, single anyone out, but you have leaders in the church that are quick to speak on stuff, and you got the world that'll tell you right off the bat, they out here doing what some might say worse than what I'm doing, right?
Like, when I used to go to the church that I used to go to with
I know.
the bishop there, he was one thing, and he caught me, and I was like, that is so true though. He goes, some people will come to church and they say certain things, they talk different things, and they want to, I guess, act all like, I'm such, like, I don't sin, I'm such a good person. And then he was like, but some of the same people who do that are the same people who go around cursing people out, or the same people who go around and be like, oh shoot, I don't even got a Bible.
What are your thoughts on that?
Because it's a factual statement though. So I agree with that. I was like, that's true. But then again, it's not a bad thing, but it's like, but no one should go around though, like, saying anything that isn't true though. No one should go around as if, because like the term is, nobody is perfect. That's a true statement. So everyone has made mistakes in their life. Everyone has sinned, like you just said. It is human.
Right, it's human nature. It's been that way from the beginning of time. Can't change it now. All you can keep doing is keep trying, right?
Right.
Does this thing tell like how long we've been on it? Sorry, we just looking at some stuff. We still learning this equipment and such. Anywho, we didn't come on here to like just be here running and blabbing and so on about just to be heard. We wanted to try out the equipment, and we wanted to do it with some type of topic of some sort. Do you have any thoughts, any opinions? I'm talking to you, Jay.
Oh.
You have any thoughts, any opinions and such that you want to leave on the table before we exit?
The what?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Well, Jetty and I would like to thank you. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We will definitely appreciate any comments that you guys have, any suggestions that you guys have. Again, we're just playing around with it right now. We haven't created a structure. We haven't, put up our ideas and stuff, written them out. So I'm hoping and believing that the next go round, it probably have a little more order to it. Yeah? Maybe a little more dialogue. Well, I think we did pretty good on the dialogue. And then hopefully you guys will give us some feedback. lovescompassion@gmail.com. LOVESCOMPASSION@gmail.com. Feel free to send us an email. Those of you who have my number, feel free to shoot a message, a text, whatever the case may be, and we will truly appreciate it. Thank you.